Welcome back to BUZZMoncton. Today we're taking it outdoors. You know, the weather has turned and we thought, why not? Let's bring it outside. And we're talking with Shania Fillmore today. Shania is a very well-known singer. You may recognize her more by her facial appearance, actually, than the name necessarily, because she is a national celebrity. And so welcome to BuzzMoncton.com, Shania.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic to see you here.
You as well.
And so, Shania, I have to start with your first name. There's another very famous singer named Shania. Is there any kind of connection
Yes, there is. When my mother was pregnant with me, my grandmother was reading the newspaper and found the name Shania, and my mom loved it. So I guess she named me after Shania Twain.
Well, that kind of rolled out. Any idea that you would become this nationally known singer at that time? Or did they have any aspirations and think, you know what, our daughter's going to be a singer, let's call her Shania?
I don't know what they were thinking, but I guess they made the right choice.
It certainly sent you off in the right direction. Because in your, preteen years, how young were you when you got involved in those YTV projects? There were two of them. Can you tell us about them?
The first one I was on is called The Next Star, and I was 15 years old, and it was not a plan. It was a couple days before the auditions in Halifax, and I was watching the actual show the season previous, and I said, oh, I gotta go see that. So I asked my grandmother and my mom if they'd take me, and they did, and I just happened to make it all the way.
Wow. And all the way to
the finals.
To the finals.
Yeah, so I spent a whole summer in Toronto. It was the best experience of my life, and now I'm excited to go back.
Well, you get to the finals. Now, I know that you're being modest, but what does that mean? Where did you finish or place? Or was there rankings, like first, second, third?
There are rankings, but they don't tell us what the rankings are.
Okay.
No.
How many finalists then?
There were 6 of us.
6?
Yeah.
And then you 6 went on to another series?
No, not us 6. In fact, they made a new, different kind of TV show, but it was very connected. It's called Supergroup.
Okay.
And there were 5 or 6 seasons previous of The Next Star, and they chose a random amount of us, and we all auditioned for this new show, and then I was one of the very lucky ones to be selected to be part of the supergroup.
Very good. You do have a number of videos, probably most of them pertaining to those years, would that be right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
We're going to use one in particular that you have chosen because you are especially proud of. Can you tell us about Dreams?
Dreams is very close to my heart because it was the first song that I had ever made, and I was very fortunate because my producer and songwriter was Dan Cantor, Justin Bieber's musical director, and he was so kind and he knew exactly what to write. He wrote my story, really what I went through. It explains that I'm a small town girl and all I want is just to live this big dream, and then as he's writing this song, I'm actually living the big dream, what I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the most important lyric in that song is, dreams can take you anywhere. And that to me has always been my inspiration to keep going.
And it's a message that you're sharing, obviously, through your experience and beyond now. You're able to share that video with everyone, and we'll be featuring it as part of this feature piece, as a matter of fact. So the name of the song is Dreams. So now you're heading back to Toronto. But before we go to that, you're also taking part in a very special project that just happens to be happening in Toronto this year, the Pan Am Games.
Yes.
How did that happen? Because now you're singing on the theme song, as I understand it?
Yeah. I'm so lucky because I have very wonderful friends and contacts. Jasmine Denham, who was on The Next Star as my vocal coach, and I've known her since 2011. She's done so much for me. And she just contacted me and said, hey, do you want to be a backup singer on the Pan Am Games for 2015? I was like, yes! And I was so excited. And then there was more. Serena Ryder and Eva Avila were people who are working on this project too. So it's the most insane thing to be able to say I was part of.
Now, we would know Eva Avila, I think, from Canadian Idol. Does that make sense? Did she win that or something?
I couldn't tell you about Canadian Idol, but one of my favorite songs from her is Fallen for You. She's Canadian, and she speaks Spanish too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So nice. And so you're also heading off to Toronto on a more permanent basis. You've been asked to do, it must be quite an honor, or what's the word I'm looking for? Certainly a compliment to have been asked.
Yes, a privilege. I'm very lucky.
A privilege, perhaps. You've been asked to be a vocal coach.
Yes.
At one of the more prestigious schools, art schools in Toronto.
Yes. Jasmine Denham has just opened her own business, and it's this big school, and we're going to be teaching DJing, singing, dancing. There's going to be recording studios. And she just chose me to be the vocal coach, so I'm really excited about that.
Wow, well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Come back and visit us often.
I will.
I'm sure you'll be talking about your hometown proudly.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Shania, for joining us today on BuzzMoncton.com, and be sure to check out our events page to find out what's going on there, and our Buzz TV, where you'll find all kinds of amazing videos, maybe even Shania's Dreams video. Check us out. We'll see you next time.
I remember that first night.